Hello and welcome to Nex-Tech Pitmaster. I'm Kelly Wirtz, Four Legs Up Barbecue in Great Bend, Kansas. Today we're talking turkey. We're going to we're going to do a honey cured turkey for you today. We've got our turkey here. We'll mix up some actual home cure with a little bit of honey in it. Show you how to inject that into the turkey, put it on the grill, give it a little bit of smoke, kick the temperature up, roast it off, and talk to you about how to not overcook your turkey, which is the probably the biggest thing that most people run into problems with, why they have dry turkey. A little bit about brining your turkey. Most of you have probably seen a lot of turkey brining recipes on the internet, on YouTube, on TV. You know, if you watch Food Channel at all, they're always talking about brining turkey. Any of those kind of places. Brining a turkey is always important to help keep moisture in that turkey. It is a relatively dry piece of meat with not very much fat in it anyway, so you do want to do some extra things to help that process. If you look at some of our other videos, you will find a video on Nex-Tech on YouTube where we talk a lot more about brining, give you some recipes, give you some why we want to brine and how to build a brine. Some of those kind of things. One of the other things to think about, though, since brining works so well on turkeys, a lot of the turkeys that you're going to find are already brined from the store. When they process the turkeys, when you see a turkey in the store, in the package, it is already brined for you to begin with. If you look real close right here on this turkey on the package, let me get rid of this net wrap so you can see it a little better. If you look at the package, it's always going to say something about moisture enhanced by injection with approximately 8% of a solution of turkey broth, salt, sodium phosphate, sugar, flavorings. It may say a solution of 8%, 10%, upwards of 20% solution of something that they're putting in there. What that is it's already the basic brine that you would do at home. If you're getting your turkeys from the local store, look at the package, and if it already has that enhanced with a solution of on the package, it's already brined. You don't have to do anything else to it. Really, all you got to do is take it thawed out, take it out of the package, put it in your cooker, put it in the oven, smoker, wherever you're going to cook it, and cook it. The other thing you may want to do is add some flavors to your turkey. Garlic butter, Cajun, you know, there's all kinds of different other flavors out there that people like. You can still do that with a brine turkey that you're going to get in your local store. It's just going to take a little bit more product to do it than if you had a fresh turkey. There are several commercial type flavorings that you can get at your local grocery store, Walmart, Dillon's, wherever it might happen to be, that do work very well. There's recipes all over the internet for adding some extra flavor to your turkey. You can find those recipes on the internet. You know, read through some of those, make up your own. That's half the fun of doing what we do, is practicing with different recipes. You know, and turkeys are relatively cheap. So buy two, use two different recipes, and see which one you like, and then kind of go from there. Actually, today what we're going to do is we're going to do a honey cured turkey. We're going to take this, it's already been pre-brined, so it's going to be moist, but we're going to inject a cure with some honey in it, and it's going to kind of give it a little bit of a ham taste. I kind of got used to those years ago when we were growing up. Mom always got a cured turkey from the local locker plant. Was great stuff. Ate them cold most of the time. Kind of had a little bit of that ham taste, but yet still a little bit of turkey taste to it. So that's what we're going to do for you today, and we'll get one going. If you can find a fresh, uncured or unbrined turkey, then yes, you will need to do something with that turkey to give it some more moisture. You will need to do a little bit of research on brining that turkey and how to brine it. Again, we'll be doing another video on Nex-Tech that will show you some brine recipes, why you brine, how to put a brine together. But that again is for probably a fresh turkey that is not brined. If you don't see that statement on the label that it's enhanced with a solution, it's probably it's a fresh turkey that hasn't been brined yet. Or if you're out shooting your own turkey, get a wild turkey. Go ahead and brine the thing. What we're going to do with this one again is a honey cured turkey. We're going to do that with Tender Quick. You can get Tender Quick at a lot of grocery stores. Find it in the spice aisle. It's usually on the bottom shelf underneath all the spices. And what that is a home curing agent. It's Morton Tender Quick. That's the one you're going to find most often. There are other cures out there that will do the same thing, but this is probably the most popular one you're going to find in your local store. If you don't find them where you're at, talk to the owner of the store, the manager, whatever, and they should be able to actually get it in for you. What this is a curing agent. It's going to make whatever you put it in, give it a little bit of that kind of ham taste, bacon taste, because it is a cure. That's what hams are, that's what bacon is, it's cured. It's actually the same kind of stuff they use on commercial bacon. It's all commercially cured. It's not smoked like it used to be back in the old days. They do put it in the oven, in the smoker, and smoke it a little bit, but most of that flavor you're getting is from the cure itself. So let's go ahead, we'll show you how to mix this up and what we're going to do with it. We're going to take 4 ounces of honey. Any old honey you want to use, that's fine. If you want to buy some expensive stuff, that's fine. Just the plain old, plain label type honey out of your store is fine as well. We're going to put 4 ounces in our jug here. And then a 1.5 cups of the Tender Quick. So I'm going to grab a funnel to put that in a little easier. That's a 1.5 cups of the Tender Quick powder. Now, if I'm using a 1.5 cups on a brine turkey. If you have a fresh turkey and want to do this, back that Tender Quick off to about 1 cup. There are directions on the back label that tell you how to mix it. That's basically what I'm going after. But since this is a brine turkey already, it's already got a lot of liquid in it. I need to up that strength just a little bit to overcome some of that brine solution that's already in there to get us a little bit more flavor. And we're doing that just by adding another 1/2 cup. And then we'll go ahead and fill the rest of this with 4 ounce up to a quart, another 3.5 cups of good, clean, fresh water. If you like the taste of your water at home, go ahead and use tap water. We're actually, they chlorinated our water up here the other day, so I'm down to jugged bottled water from the store. That's fine. It's 98 cents a gallon. It still goes a long way. But whatever flavor you have in your water at home is going to come through in your meat product. Take that, shake well till that tender quick is dissolved, till the honey's mixed in well. If you need to, pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds to warm it up just a little bit to get that honey back in solution. That a little warmer water will help dissolve that tender quick a little bit quicker, but it does do a pretty good job of dissolving in room temp water, cool water. And just shake. Just keep shaking. Then if you let that set for just a little bit, we'll let that set. We'll get our turkey open over here. This is one of the things I always hate about these packaged turkeys and packaged chickens. They've got so much brine in them. I can rarely open one of these without getting stuff all over the place. So I leave them in a trash bag. Just set them right in there. And you can pop that thing wide open. There you go. All the juice in there that you get out of that package is that turkey brine that they've already got brined. All that liquid. Check and make sure that you've got the packages of the turkey giblets in. Make sure you pull those out of the back. Pull up the skin on the front, reach in that cavity. It's in there somewhere. A package of gizzards, pull those out. And that neck is in there somewhere too. Where is it? There it is. And the neck. Now if you like gizzards and, oh, that's the pack of gravy. Yeah, that'll be good. We're just going to leave that one there. Now, if you want to take that neck and the gizzards, do whatever you want to with the gizzards. I'm not touching them, but that's me. Take that neck, use that neck and a little bit of turkey stock, save them up and make some good stock out of them. Then we're going to pull that up and just let some of that excess brine solution go ahead and drain out. There we go. This flap of skin down here, I'm not going to worry about. We're just going to kind of stuff that back up in that neck like that. And I'm going to move that over to my bag that I've already got waiting. See, and then we're all easy cleanup. We just pull that up, throw it in the trash, and we're done. Make life easy on yourself. Nope. If you notice, we've got some honey and some of that cure that's not dissolved yet settling down to the bottom of the our solution. Shake again. You probably want to mix this up an hour or two, even the night before, you want to actually inject it. And then when you're trying to figure out how your timeline for getting your turkey done, we're going to inject this and then let that turkey set in the refrigerator at least overnight to let it all get dispersed out inside that turkey very well. Let it set and let all the good stuff get around it. One of the other things that all turkeys have anymore is the little pop-up meat thermometer. I'm going to take it out here in a little bit. I'm going to leave it in just to plug the hole while we're injecting. But do not trust those things. We're going to remove them. We're going to use our own thermometers on those. They're not really terribly accurate anyway. Who knows? They're not in the right place in the breast most of the time. So we don't even pay any attention to the pop-up turkey thermometers. Yeah, we're getting her mixed up. Okay. Go ahead and put that in the fridge. One of the other things you'll notice when you open up that turkey package is the little plastic hanger they've got. They've got the legs stuck in that. I always pull the legs out and pull those out just a little bit. You can leave the little plastic hangy thingy in there. It's not going to hurt. If you want to pull it out, you sure can. It will help you move that turkey around though, because it's stuck. They've got it anchored into the bottom of the turkey in here, so you can still move. Helps you be able to move that turkey around a little bit later on. But I do take the legs out of it and open that turkey up. I think they cook a lot more even that way. We get the thighs and the legs done about the same time as the breast that way. If you can open that up, we can open it up, get a little bit more heat surrounding the legs and the thighs to get those done about the same time as the breast itself. Well, let's get our honey cured turkey injection out of the refrigerator, and then we can start injecting. We've had that in the refrigerator. We've got all the honey dispersed well in our injection. We've got all the tender quick dissolved out. The next step then is to inject all that into the turkey. There's several different types of injectors you can use. This one is just from your local store, in the kitchen gadget aisle at the store. You'll find these. I'm not a big fan of them, but they're what, $3, something like that. If you don't have one, you can get one there. A couple of the others that I like, go down to your local farm supply store, get veterinary syringes. Those work well. You can get the big ones up to 60 cc's. The 20 cc or the one I like is my big meat injector. That's the one we're going to use today. This is one I use for everything from briskets, pork butts, turkeys, chickens, whatever it is, we'll use it on there. We're going to shoot for injecting about 2 cups to 3 cups in that turkey. Just kind of depends on what we can get in it. Let me shake that up one more time just to make sure. You can also do this like a brine, where you would soak the turkey in solution for 2 or 3 days. The nice thing I like about injecting, and you can do this with a brine too, is this cuts down our soak time by about 2.5 days. If you have a brine and you're running a little short on time, just inject that brine directly into the turkey itself. That's going to get it all the way into the meat in very short time, so you don't have to let it soak. For a turkey brine, you should be soaking for 2 to 3 days. This we can do overnight. At least let them set overnight, if not a full day, before you go ahead and cook them up. Just make sure you get that brine or the our honey cure solution all over, well dispersed in that breast. If you're wondering, this is a 50 cc injector, and we're getting about 150 cc's in that breast, about 3 loads. So if you've got one of these injectors, a smaller one, we're shooting again for about 150 cc's in the breast itself of that turkey. Then we're going to go on to the legs. Notice I've got this in the bag, so it's catching anything that I got running out. This is always the tough part, getting into that leg. Just use a full syringe in that leg. Go on to the other leg. Pump that thing up. Then the hard part's always getting into the thigh itself. There we go. Another full syringe or 50 cc's down there in that thigh. Get the other one. There it is. And if you want to do the wings, you sure can. A lot of times the wings, by the time you get everything else done, the wings are way overdone. There's not a lot of good meat in there, but some people still like it. Wings aren't very big, so I don't put that much in there. About a half a syringe, or about 20-25 cc's. There we go. That's about all I'll do to them. If you want, you can roll this thing over. There's a little bit of good meat on the back, not very much. You can go ahead and inject some in there if you want to, but mainly it's the breasts, the legs, the thighs, and the wings if you want to do those. Notice we put probably about 3 cups in. So if you're in that 2-3 cup range of the honey cure solution into your, this is about a 15-pound bird, you're going to be pretty good then at that point. One of the cautions with this, with the honey in there, when we go into the smoker or into the oven, if you're roasting at a very high temperature, 350 or above, the honey will come out on the outside and turn the skin pretty dark. So it will turn fairly dark. And we'll talk more about that later. If it's starting to turn pretty dark on you, cover it with a tin of foil, and that will help keep it a nice brown color. Okay, remember the oven, the pop-up thermometer that they always stick in? Now's the time we're going to get rid of that. Just take that, throw it away, get rid of it. You don't want to mess with it. I guess if you want to leave it in there and watch the thing pop up, you can, but don't trust it. We're going to use other thermometers anyway. With that, that's basically all we're going to do to it. We're going to wrap this thing up in the bag itself. Just like that. If you want to, pour just a little bit more of that brine over the top of it. Pull your bag up. Squeeze most of the air out of it if you can. Give it a spin. Tie it off. Now we're going to put it in the refrigerator, but we're going to put it in with the breast side down, so the extra solution that we poured in there is on that breast. We're getting a little bit more in that breast itself. We're going to let that sit in the refrigerator for overnight at least, up to a day, before you go ahead and cook it. We're going to throw it in the smoker and let it run on smoke about 150, 180 degrees, wherever your smoker runs. And then we're going to, for about 2 hours, we're going to put it on smoke. And then we're going to kick the temperature up to 350 and go ahead and finish it off, which should take about 2 hours, again, depending on your smoker and just exactly where the temperature's set. So in 4 hours, you should have a 15-pound honey-cured turkey cooked. Let's go, we'll get this in the refrigerator and we'll come back and we'll go we'll put this in the refrigerator and we'll come back and put it on the cooker for you. All right, we're out here with our turkey and our Louisiana wood pellet grill. It's been on, went on earlier. We ran it for about 2 hours on low on smoke. That runs about 160, 180 degrees for 2 hours. Then we kicked it up to 350, ran for right at 2 hours. And what we're shooting for is 160 degrees on our thermometer in the breast. Remember, we talked about the honey that we've got in that cure solution tends to get them a little bit dark. So what I did was, once it started getting about the color I wanted it, this one actually got a little bit darker on me, just put a little foil, aluminum foil tint over the top of it, kind of wrap it around the sides and the edges. That'll help it keep that color that you're wanting. There is our turkey. Got a nice golden brown color on most of it. A lot of the darker spots are where that solution came out with the honey and the sugar in it. If you want to help minimize that a little bit less, run it back down to 300, 325, but your cook times will be quite a little bit longer. Also notice where the thermometer is. We've got it in the thickest part of the breast. Almost always on these, when the breast gets to 160, the thighs over here on the side will be at 160 as well too. That's what we're shooting for. If I take the legs out of the little plastic holder and spread that turkey out a little bit and get some more heat wrapped around it, the thighs will cook in about the same time the breast will. You pull this when it's 160 degrees, leave it sitting on the table with that foil tint over it. It will go ahead and run up to about 165, maybe even 170, which is fine. We don't want it to go over 170. We know it's good and cooked then, but yet we're still keeping some moisture in it. It's still going to be a nice texture and moisture. So let's go ahead and pull that off. There we go. Also notice on that turkey, before we put it on the grill, we put a layer of foil, just a little bitty square piece of foil, just big enough for the turkey to set on. That helps the turkey not stick to the grates. So as we're cooking, I'm checking it about every hour or so. Then I can rotate the turkey in there if we need to get it to cook just a little bit more even. If you put some foil down, it's not going to stick to the grates. You can actually just set it on there and spin it. That helps also then when we go to pull it off, we're not leaving a bunch of stuff on the grill itself. Then all you got to do is pull that off and your grill's still clean. Let's go ahead and take our turkey in. We'll do some slicing on it. Okay, we've got our turkey back in from the grill. When you pull that turkey off, let it set and rest with that foil tent over the top of it for at least an hour. If you leave your thermometer in and leave your thermometer plugged in, you can watch the temperature. This one's actually cooled back off, cooled down pretty good. But as soon as you pull that turkey off the grill, set it on a pan, cover it in foil. It doesn't have to be tight, but that temperature will keep rising another 5 to 10 degrees, maybe even 15, depending on how hot you're cooking it. But let that go ahead and rest. Let it rest for about an hour. Then the temperature will start coming back down, and all the moisture inside the meat in the breast and the legs and everywhere else will start to even back out again. Because when we put meat, whether it's turkey, a brisket, a pork loin, whatever it is in that cooker, when you surround it with heat, that constricts the meat fibers in there, which is trying to push the moisture out. When we take it back out, the meat fibers relax, and that allows the moisture to redistribute in there and gives us a moisture product if we let it set. So again, we're going to let it set for at least an hour. If you want to, let it set overnight. Throw it in the fridge. Let it set overnight, get good and cold. Again, you're going to actually have more moisture in your meat if you can cut it up when it's cold out, when the meat is cold itself. Turkeys, chicken, pork loin, those kind of meats, we're not worried about the collagen in them because there isn't much collagen. So, since there isn't a lot of collagen in there, we don't have to worry about cooking them low and slow. We can cook them at 275, 250 if you want to. You can cook them at 300. You can cook them at 400 if you want to. The meat on a turkey is generally already pretty tender anyway, so we don't have to worry about that collagen thing like we do with a pork butt or a brisket. What we do have to worry about is not getting them overcooked. Over 170 degrees, your meat will be dry, your meat will be tough. That's why we pull them at 160 to let them run up. You may see recipes where they talk 165, 170 degrees. I don't want them that hot. At 160, if we hold that temperature for about 20 minutes, it's going to kill any bacteria in, on, or around that turkey anyway. So we've already done a pretty good job of that. So now we get to slice this turkey up. We're going to show you what I do with them. You may like to do them a little bit different, but this is how I do it. Pull your thermometer out. I'm going to get my gloves on again. Just helps me keep clean. Helps keep the turkey clean. Helps keep everybody clean. Just wash your hands before you put your gloves on. So I'm going to start by pulling the breasts off. Use a sharp boning knife. Cut the skin between the leg and the breast. And then you can feel up here where that keel bone is. If you slice right along that keel bone, right down the wishbone, there we got it. Too bad you don't have smell-o-vision. And then just follow the bone down. And then we have that turkey breast already pulled off of there, just like that. Spin your turkey around. You can do the same thing on the other side. Right down that keel bone. Right along the wishbone. Get underneath it. And just trim it right off. There we got the other side. Just don't get too deep in there. You'll leave a little bit of that cartilage from the carcass itself. Oh yeah, too bad you guys don't have smell-o-vision. Then what we're going to do with the breast itself, we'll just come through, slice it. If you want to slice them straight, you can. Slice them on a bias. Gives it a little bit better presentation. I use a good serrated knife for this. Helps get through that skin. Because no matter what you do, that skin's probably going to be a little bit tough. Use that nice serrated knife that's good and sharp to help get through that skin. Then we'll just slide underneath it, put it in the pan, and we can go on to the next one. You can do these warm like this. If you put them in the fridge, let them get good and cold. You see the moisture we've got running out here? If you let them get good and cold in the refrigerator before you slice them, you will save that moisture. It won't be running out on you. We always ate these cured turkeys at home cold anyway. Mom would just set one on the table and slice a little bit of the breast off, and we'd just pick at it. After we got it kind of picked off, then she'd already go ahead and finish deboning it. But it's just as good cold this way as it is hot, actually. So now we got that turkey breast sliced. If you can get a really good close-up of that, you can see the moisture we've got in it. Again, part because it's a brine bird, we've added actually some more solution to it to help keep the moisture in. And most importantly, we didn't overcook it. See that moisture sitting in there? Oh, that's good stuff. We'll put that back together. Throw it in our pan. Now, if you want to do this cold to help save some of that moisture that we got sitting here on our cutting board, you sure can. Go ahead and pan it all up. And then all you got to do come Thanksgiving Day is pop that pan back in the oven and reheat it just a little bit. We'll cut our legs off. And just debone them. I don't know, can you get a close-up of that? See how much moisture we've got in that turkey leg? It's that good dark meat. It's got a little bit more moisture in it generally anyway. But all that good moisture we've got in that thing. Again, partly because it was a brine bird to start with. And because we didn't overcook it. Be careful, all the bones and stuff in those legs. There we go. And you can go ahead, pull the thighs off, pull the wings off, and there we go. If you want to save the skin, some people do like chewing on that skin. Same thing, we'll just debone that on out. Break it down into smaller pieces as you want. Now while you're at it, save the thigh bones, save the leg bones, because there's still some good meat left on them. But also notice, even though we never temp the thigh here, it's still done because we took the legs and opened those up a little bit, so our bird would cook a little bit more even. Take these leg bones, take the thigh bones, save those. You can make some good turkey stock out of them. Your wings, the rest of the carcass, throw it all in a big stock pot with some good veggies, make some good turkey stock out of it. I would think they'd ought to do turkey wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, hadn't they? And then just go ahead and start picking that carcass clean. It really doesn't take very long. Make sure you get all that good breast meat off of there. Just get your fingers underneath it and peel it off. There we go. You can roll it over, get some of that meat off the back. It looks like kind of a mess, and it is. You got the drummies here you can pick off. If I don't lose it. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is this good juice in our foil right here. I'm going to pour that back in the pan. There we go. Put our carcass back in the foil. Now you are ready to either serve this, it's still nice and warm yet, or put it in the refrigerator, cool it down, and go ahead and reheat it the next day. If you're traveling, taking your turkey, this would be a great way to do it. You don't have to mess with the whole bird wherever you're going. Just go ahead and slice that breast off, bone the rest of it out, throw it in the pan, throw it in the refrigerator. When you get to where you're going, about 30 minutes in a 350-degree oven will heat that up just nice for you. Well, I think that's about it for our honey-cured turkey recipe. The recipe will be on the Nex-Tech videos and also on the Nex-Tech website. So if you got any questions, you can get a hold of us through there. Thank you much.